Hey guys, in today's video you will meet Tim. He is from the UK and is a copywriter. And also Matteo. He is also a copywriter and is from Italy. I met them both at the co-working space in Chiang Mai and asked them how it is to live in Thailand, how they earn their money and much more. Stick around and enjoy the video. My name is Varus, let's go. Hey guys, I'm here at the co-working space Yellow and I just met Tim. He's from London and he's living here in Chiang Mai. For how long are you now living here in Chiang Mai?
About 1.5 years, on and off, but mostly about 1.5 years.
Okay. And you are working remotely?
Yes.
What do you do for work?
Mostly writing.
Mostly writing, okay. Copywriting, you said.
Copywriting mostly, yeah.
And how did you get into this industry?
That's a long story, but I ran businesses in the UK for sort of 15, 20 years and decided I didn't really want to do the running the business, but I help a lot of small businesses, hopefully, with their message now.
Oh, okay. With which message?
So I help write their websites, email copy, that kind of stuff.
And why did you left London?
It's just time for a change. I've not always lived in London. I've lived in different bits of Europe and the UK as well. But I knew Thailand. I've been coming to Thailand for about 15 years, and frankly, I prefer the climate.
So you are always coming here since 15 years?
Yeah, on and off, mostly for holidays or backpacking trips. But I always seem to gravitate back to Thailand. I like it.
And now you stay long term here, or are you still traveling back to London and then come here and stay here for maybe summer, or how do you do it?
No, kind of the other way around. I spend most of my time here. So this year I spent a bit of time in Vietnam, but yeah, I try not to go to the UK as often as well. My family would like me to go back. The reason I really go back now.
How is the digital nomadic environment here in Chiang Mai? Did you have been before somewhere else?
Yeah, I've been to a couple of places. Chiang Mai is probably the easiest place I've been to, but partly because most of Chiang Mai English is fairly easy to get by with. There are a lot of foreigners here, a lot of expats, a lot of digital nomads. It's a good community in terms of if you want to network and meet people. There are groups for nearly everything. So if that's what you're looking for, which a lot of digital nomads are, it's just really easy to meet people.
So did you have been also in Bali? I mean, Bali is also a hotspot for digital nomads.
Yeah, I haven't been to Bali for 5 or 6 years, and I have no real plan to go back. It's not my scene. I think if I was a little bit younger, then maybe it would be. But again, good for certain industries. Certainly, if you're sort of into SEO and software developing and stuff like that, there's a big community there for that.
Okay, and what makes Chiang Mai special?
For me, I think the food is one of the best food cities in the world for me. And I used to run bars and restaurants, and I've always had a bit of a soft spot for a good food place.
What's your favorite Thai food?
There isn't really a favourite, but if you're in Chiang Mai, khao soi is the dish to have. It's brilliant. What
would you recommend people who also would like to become digital nomads, working remotely and traveling like you?
Firstly, make sure you've got a skill that you can use that you can work remotely with. So for me, I ran bricks and mortar businesses to start with, and if you're running a bricks and mortar business like a shop, or you've got an office and you've got people that come to you quite a lot, then that's a bit difficult. But if you can build a skill in a role that means you can move around, even if it means you're doing it like a side hustle or something like that, just get started with something. So if you're living anywhere in the West and you can build up something that's a side hustle that gets you to like, I don't know, $1,000 a month, something like that, then that's enough to come and get you started in a place like this.
Could you just talk about, is it hard to learn copywriting? I mean, would you recommend people to learn it from the internet, or maybe, buy courses?
Copywriting is probably something you can learn online, on the basis that it is, a lot of what I do, it is online. I don't need to be in the same office as people, as clients or anything like that. I'm not working for a company, though you can. Plenty of companies out there that are more open to you working remotely, but it's definitely a skill you can learn. I think personally, I believe that most skills can be learnt. Yeah. It just depends how much effort and how much time you put into it, really.
Okay, and are you planning to live this kind of lifestyle long term?
Yeah, I don't really plan to. I'm probably not travelling around as much as I used to, but that might change in the future. I like it in Chiang Mai, I'm quite settled, but that's not to say that I won't move around a little bit. But I don't really plan on I like the freedom of being able to choose where I want to be.
All right, thank you very much for your time. It was a great interview.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you, Tim. Okay, guys, I just met Matteo here at the co-working space Yellow. How old are you?
I'm 19. I turned 19 a month ago.
What do you do for work here in Chiang Mai?
Yeah, I am a copywriter, and at the same time I also create content on YouTube on copyright, and I coach people on it. I teach people how to do copywriting.
Okay, so do you have a course, or?
I have a Discord community, a Discord server, which is both. There's the free part of the Discord, and then there's also the paid part. And I have in total inside around 250 members.
Oh, okay.
So it's going pretty well.
And for how long are you now doing it? And for how long are you already living here in Chiang Mai?
I've been doing content on YouTube for now 6 months,
Okay.
but started doing copywriting when I got here,
Yeah.
which was exactly 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you are already 2 months here in Chiang Mai.
Yes.
What do you like here? What do you don't like? And why did you left Italy?
So I left Italy because I didn't want to go to university, but at the same time I didn't want to, like I already was working online, so what was the point in staying there when I could afford to come here for cheap and start living an independent life and living by myself and learning new things. And the thing that I like most here is definitely the price, even though I heard years ago it was much, much cheaper. Yes, so the price, and then also in general Chiang Mai is full of digital nomads, entrepreneurs, and it's a chill place. If I were to go to Phuket or places like that, they would be much more busy and full of tourists. Yeah.
Oh, so it's quiet here and
Definitely. Even though now we're in high season, so there's like more people, more tourists, everything's more expensive, but at the same time it's much better than I imagine it's much better than going south.
Oh, okay. And compared to Italy, what's special here? You say the people and also the cost of living.
Yeah, definitely that. I would say that because the food, I can say that because I prefer the Italian food, but everything else, like to live alone at a young age, it's much better to live in a place like this where you're not the only foreigner. Here you're surrounded by foreigners, so you can integrate yourself pretty well. While in Italy, I don't know, I just prefer to be here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how was the digital nomadic community here? Did you have been before in other countries like Bali? I mean,
No.
No?
This is my first trip by myself, and I searched up on Google what's the best place for digital nomads, checked the price, a bit kind of everything, and I was like, okay, Chiang Mai it is.
okay. And is it easy to connect with people here?
Very easy.
What are people doing here? Most of them.
What I see mostly, like for example, now we are in a co-working space. What I see a lot of is software developers. A lot of software developers. That's what I see. And besides that, yeah, online business owners like e-commerce. I see people, more e-commerce, coding, and software developers. That's what I see most here.
Oh, okay. Is it easy to get into this kind of industry? And how is it with AI? Can you use AI for helping creating?
The way I see it is that AI can give you a base, but it's definitely not enough.
Okay.
And it will never be enough if you want to write professional copy. And if you know anything about, everything in that space, it's much more about psychology than copywriting. And luckily for us, AI doesn't understand psychology yet. Human psychology doesn't know what it is. So the luck is that copywriting is never gonna go out of, a copywriter is never gonna go out of the industry or lose his job, because as long as he knows why people buy, the words he needs to choose to create a certain type of emotion inside a person, that's all it is, right?
Okay.
So then you have to, first of all, you learn the psychology, then you learn which words create that psychology, you combine them, and you have a winning script, a winning email, a winning ad, and all that kind of stuff. So what I would say is that yes, it's easy to start. Inside my Discord, I have people that found their first client within a month from learning what it is. So finding a paying client might not be much in the beginning, but you're earning some money. I see people, most of my students are maybe from India or these countries where $100 a month actually make a difference. So the best way for them is to start is with copywriting. They start learning, they reach out to people, and they find a client. So it's definitely something the world need. Everybody here, every business, everything is done with copywriting. AI is not gonna take over it. It can help you when you are a beginner, but it's not gonna take over it. And yeah, that's the way I see it.
Okay. If people would like to become digital nomads, what would you recommend them?
Okay, I see a lot of young people who maybe want to do this, who maybe want to get into it, but their parents push them to go to college, their parents push them to go to university. What I would say is that you will not regret betting on yourself, going by yourself, learning a skill online, and then, make it on your own. when I had just a few $1,000s in my bank account. I had made only a few $1,000s, but I spent instantly all of those money on a plane ticket and on an Airbnb. Got here with almost nothing, but the scarcity, or living by yourself, having to make money by yourself, and all that kind of stuff pushed me so much that I'm now a completely different person from 2 months ago. 2 months ago from now, I was a completely different person.
Was it a spontaneous decision?
Absolutely, yes. It was something that I've been wanting to do for a year, and I worked my ass while being in high school, so I was already making money while being in high school. That allowed me to show my parents that I was serious about this stuff. And then, I was 18, so I'm like, if I want to take a flight, I'll take a flight.
Oh, okay.
So it was very spontaneous. There's actually other people who were against it, and I was the one wanting to do it.
Okay, how long are you now going to do this kind of lifestyle?
To stay around the world, live as a nomad for the next 2 years, I would say. But now the close future is that I'm gonna go back to Italy for Christmas, spend a few weeks, maybe 1 month max in Italy, and come back here, probably in the south, because here, I don't know if you know it, but in Chiang Mai, they burn the fields up north. So here in February, it gets very tough to breathe.
Oh, okay.
So you would want to move more south. So I'll probably come back here the beginning of February, end of January, but south in Koh Samui.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, everything looks so positive. What do you don't like here in Chiang Mai, or living this kind of lifestyle?
Well, there's nothing I don't like, to be honest. Of course, you always want, but that's not something here in Chiang Mai. You would always want a better apartment. You would always want a better bike, a better place, and all that kind of stuff. But that has nothing to do with Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is a beautiful place. Yes, nothing against Chiang Mai. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing.
Okay, thank you very much, Matte, and it was a great interview. Thank you for your time,
bro.
man. Thank you, bro.